Can't remember if I showed this, Pat Metheny live. De Colores, Ismael Rivera. He has a piano player named Javier Vasquez. I love that piano player. He is so distinctive because he plays so heavy. And he did a lot of albums that were really good. This dude is famous. He has one of the most nasally voices, the most nasally voices I've ever heard in a singer, and I absolutely love it. This is a picture of him when he's really young. This is mid-60s music when they're kind of figuring all this stuff out. It's really good, really danceable. It's heavy, and it's kind of, you know, that type of music should do this or this, and this kind of does that. A lot of it is in the bamba and plena realm, which is a type of Puerto Rican music that turned into salsa. This is really early stuff. He got better as he got older. One of my favorite artists. Somewhere in Time, this is an incredible soundtrack. I can't remember off the top of my head who does it. John Barry. I don't know what else he does. It's a really good movie. Christopher Reeve wanted to do this movie, and he wanted to do the movie Street something or another. But he fought with the studio to do this movie. It's a guy that goes back in time, meets up with his true love. Really great movie, incredible soundtrack, really laid back, orchestral, but laid back and not epic. El Gran Combo, this is not their best. The one that came out after this, No Hay Sin Paradiso. The one that came after this was good. I'm not going to butcher the name of that like I just butchered the one that this one, the two that came out after this, there was one that came out in 2011 and there was one that came out in 2016 that are better than this. This is like 2008 realm. Not bad. Great music, but not as good as those two, and not as good as the one that came before that had Me Libre on it and a couple other popular songs. This is Black Sabbath's first album. I showed Black Sabbath earlier. These particular album, you know, like NIB is really good, but just played out. I've heard it a million times. I think this has got a really interesting inside cover. And it does not. I thought it had a picture in it, but it doesn't. You know, their first two albums I don't like as much as Volume 4 or Masters of Reality. I just don't like them as much. And not much else I can say about that. Those songs on those two first albums, that and Paranoid, are just kind of played out. But I still love Black Sabbath, and as they kept going, I think they just kept getting better, in my opinion. Never Say Die is my favorite album by then, and the world hates me for it. Chicago Transit Authority, they should have kept going like this because this was more progressive. They became more poppy. It is what it is. This is a really good album. Mr. Caffrey on guitar. Lord of the Rings, who does this? Original motion picture composed and conducted by Howard Shore. Don't know much about that artist. You know, I can't tell you, I love soundtracks, and that's why I picked that up, but I can't tell you exactly what that sounds like. I didn't really like the movies that much. They were hard to follow. You know, they weren't bad. Scared Straight, New Bomb Turks. Don't know what that is. Genesis Live, the shorts. I wish I had the longs. I don't think I have the longs. I think I got the shorts on cassette tape and this. It's all the short songs. I'd rather have the long songs. This was on this tour. I begged my parents to take me to this concert. They took me to it. You know, I remember all these songs. Genesis was my band. Genesis was their band. My mom had some friends that were into Genesis, and we all kind of talked about them. We just really liked them. They had music videos that were popular at the time for whatever reason. Boys to Men. I can't read the name of it. Love Boys to Men. Downloaded some onto my iPod. Really inspirational music. It's great that they came out in that time where they could be on MTV and all that, and you didn't have to listen to all the obscene music that they put on there. I'm surprised I found this. This is one of the it's a god-awful album cover. It is a god-awful album cover. So Acquiring the Taste by GEntleG. People seem to like this album cover. This is just incredibly stupid. This is one of the greatest albums of all time. I should have mentioned them when I mentioned progressive rock, but I just failed to. That's what happens when you're sitting here playing a video. Gentle Giant, this is Acquiring the Taste. This is their third album. This is one of my favorite albums of all times, literally. I mean, it just sounds so good. It's so progressive. Do I like it better than that King Crimson I showed? Yes. Do I like it better than a lot of the Genesis? Yes. The In a Glass House is one of my favorite albums by them. This band is incredible. The Showman Brothers, they had three brothers. One of them came in and out. I need to do a video about Gentle Giant. Love Gentle Giant. Just absolutely love what they did. They had violins. They had horns. I mean, they just did what you wanted it to do. They made weird noises. They could rock out if they wanted to. They could space out if they wanted to. They're better than King Crimson in my opinion. They had several albums that are really good. They got a little more poppy as they went along, but they have about 4 or 5 albums that are just incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, they fell off, but the stuff that is good, it's the best stuff there is. I mentioned this album earlier, Empire by Queensryche. Every time I listen to them, they make me want to listen to Fate's Warning because Fate's Warning is better, more progressive, and they sound almost exactly like Queensryche. Ram It Down by Judas Priest. Do not sleep on this album. People talk about just how crappy it is. Yes, it's got that version of Johnny B. Good that doesn't fit on here and shouldn't be on here. I think it was on a movie soundtrack and they stuck it on this. It doesn't fit. It doesn't work. The song Blood Red Skies is one of my favorite Judas Priest songs. This is not bad. I wish people just would quit crapping on it. Just quit freaking crapping on it. Here it is, Judas Priest, Ram It Down. I didn't know this, but I have an OMD Dazzle Ships and another album by then. Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark. Love Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark. Synthy stuff from the 80s. It's good. Stuff is falling apart here. I'm beginning to sweat because the air conditioner's broke, but hey, what can you do? Cuba LA. Cuba LA, one of their albums is really good. 1 or 2 of their albums are really good. This is a Christmas album, not as good as the other stuff that they had. Cuba LA, you can imagine what that is. It's Cubans that live in Los Angeles that make salsa music. Keith Sweat. Maybe I've heard this and I couldn't tell you much about it. Wish I could, but I know it's good. But is it great? Hell, I don't know. Here we got El Gran Combo DVD, 30th anniversary. This is something that somebody gave me that is, kind of just repurposed. It's a DVD. I should watch this. I kind of forgot that I had it, which is sad, but it is what it is. El Gran Combo is one of my favorite groups, and they do salsa music, and they've did salsa music for about 50 years now. They have this, I'm reading it, and what bothers me right off the bat is some of the songs are kind of short. I would rather their songs be long, but I need to watch this. I watch El Gran Combo live all the time on YouTube. I've seen them live, and somewhere along the way I picked this up. I just really wish that the songs were longer. They do some really long songs on the 40th anniversary CD, which is one of my favorite CDs of all time. And it's a 2-disc, and they do a bunch of melodies on there. They have a bunch of guest singers. They do songs that you would never think that you could do for 10 or 12 minutes long, like El Telefono and El Menu, and it's just an incredible live set. Tori Amos, it's got a 9-inch nails in it. I'm pulling these out, and then I'm finding all these other CDs. Obviously, these CDs just don't mean that much to me. I listened to this Tori Amos a couple times. It's called Little Earthquakes. Yeah, I talked about her the other day. What was it? Cowgirl Hotel or something. The one that is really good is Boys for Pele. That is a heavily inspired album. Just great, kind of progressive, really piano heavy, and something I can play in front of my kids. And I talked about it in the sense that, yeah, my daughter should listen to this. It's going to help her be more motivated and be more... it's music that can make you a better person. Thank you, guys.